Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, August 20th, 2008. Here are your mosts for the day. Let's start with NPR.org. The most viewed, actually, like the top 5 most viewed stories are all about the 1918 flu pandemic that killed 50 million people. I'm not sure, there must be an anniversary. 1918, clearly there's an anniversary. I don't know what the specific anniversary is, but anyway, the number one of all those stories uh, is that actually they're saying that now that what killed people wasn't the flu weakened people, but what actually killed them was secondary bacterial infections. So the flu virus came in, weakened their lungs, and then they got bacterial pneumonia, and they figured this out by testing tissue samples that survived from 58 soldiers who died in 1918 and 1919, which is kind of interesting and awesome. And also, there's a related story about the origins of the 1918 flu pandemic. Apparently, there's a fight to claim credit for who started the pandemic. Um, One researcher believes that it started in a small town in Kansas, and that a bunch of young men who were infected and were shipped off to war infected everybody else. Another set of researchers claim that it actually started at this army camp in Étaples, France. Um, but actually, I think everyone agrees that it actually started in birds, and that's kind of like that uh, H5N1 virus, which scares me. Anyway, so keep your fingers crossed. No more pandemics, please. All right. So let's move on to one of the most emailed at msnbc.com is a study put out by Human Rights Watch. This time they're not looking at foreign governments and prisons. They're looking at corporal punishment in schools, and they used Department of Education information to determine that minority student while all over uh, corporal punishment, paddling kids is down in schools in the U.S. Um, more minority students are paddled than white students, and it's outlawed in many states, but it's kind of prevalent along the southern United States. Most corporal punishment happens in Texas and Mississippi, and they found that African American girls are twice as likely to get paddled as white girls. Boys are 3 times as likely to get paddled as girls. Special education kids are more likely to get paddled, which is scary. Native Americans are more than twice as likely to get paddled. So they used to paddle us in my school, and we were mostly white, but I'm from kind of a backwater town, so I don't think they do it anymore. Okay, now to my favorite story of the day. This is the most emailed at Yahoo News. Guys, I'm sorry to tell you, it turns out that Bigfoot is not. The Bigfoot body was a rubber gorilla suit encased in ice. This gets worse. Apparently, these guys who had the big press conference last week about how they found Bigfoot's body, I can't tell if they're the hoaxers or if they got hoaxed. They say they bought this thing for an undisclosed sum from 2 men who claimed to have found it. Anyway, they thawed it out. It was on ice. They thawed it out. It turned out to be a gorilla suit. Shocker. And one of the 2 guys who did the press conference works for a police department, and he's being fired. That is sad. But, dudes, it was a gorilla suit. Note to you guys, maybe don't have a press conference before you thaw the thing out. Okay, so that's your most for Wednesday, August 20th, 2008. See ya!